Hey guys, I'm Kibbles, and I don't know, I figured I'd maybe try something different today. Because I just kind of really want to talk about this run. So we're gonna be doing a bit of a commentary type thing, because I'm just really happy with this run. I think it turned out really well. Although I guess it really doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, because I mean from the thumbnail you can see it was a 21:47, but that's only the 13th place on the Knight's Edge leaderboard. 12th place if you don't count the expert run. But I mean, you should probably count that one because it's better. Anyways, we get a bunch of fruit here, grapefruit. We love to see it because we just love the food boost, you know, the speed. And does it give mine speed? I think it does give mine speed. I guess it's like maybe like a slight buff. I kill slime here for jail. I mean, it's kind of in the way. Sometimes in these runs I don't get any torches, which is really annoying. So I kind of really hate when that happens. I haven't gotten any wood yet, so I grabbed the dirt block. It's kind of funny. I was like thinking of already chopping a tree, but then I decided to check the chest first to see if it has wood in it, and then it doesn't have wood in the chest, so I grabbed that tree there. And as you'll see, this does become a bit punishing later, because I will eventually find a chest that does have wood, not long after this. So now we're just going through the snow biome. I mean, I don't know. This isn't really the best terrain. Maybe you want a bit better terrain. Maybe you just want the crimson. It may be better to not go for these pots, but I mean, at this point, I'm just looking for bombs. It's kind of the main thing I need to get these runs going. So if I don't find any bombs by the time I get to the crimson, it's usually that doesn't look very good because I'm just relying on the crimson pots then only. I'm kind of trying to do this on one take, but I kind of just ran out of things to say there. So this is actually the second recording now. That's fine. There's just not really much to talk about in this point of the run because we're just trying to make our way to the crimson. Now I do find this hill cave here, and I know based on the shape that I'm actually gonna go up it because it's most likely gonna come out on the other side because it's like one of those hill caves. And there, yeah, we just got the wood there. It's actually a great chest. We got a herb bag which we will open later, and it'll actually be very rewarding. Climbing claws, I know that's fine. Glow sticks is really nice for light and seeing ahead, so we can see like how fast we need to fall down or whatever. And yeah, throwing knives for weapons. I think we got shurikens there too. We might have already had the shurikens from the previous chest. I don't remember. I already forgot. And of course the wood, if I did mention that already. Now we gotta do some hops around these guys. Of course I'm tasked, so yeah, I kind of avoid this guys pretty easily. I think I did a pretty good job at doing that. Of course we gotta check for pyramids. I mean, it's not possible that they're in the crimson. I've seen a couple. It's definitely not common, but it can definitely happen. Okay, so yeah, we got 2 bombs there, and then soon we'll see we'll get the last 3 that we need. Generally, we want to aim for 6 bombs total, because on average, I'd say it takes 2 bombs to open up each thing, unless you can like position it really well, so you only need 1, and then you need like a hammer, and that can save you a bomb, or if you find like a cluster, or if you just find some exposed ones. Now, what I do here is actually very interesting. I'm actually very happy with this. I actually grabbed the deathweed here. You might be wondering why I grabbed this. You can make a battle potion with a deathweed and a vertebrae, and of course bottled water. So I grabbed that ahead of time because I've seen a few runs at this point that actually do use battle potions. I'm not sure if the world record ones do, but as you'll see, this will save time a lot later. So that's cool. Of course, we make the hammer, and then we're gonna use the hammer to actually get this orb. I wasn't sure if we are gonna get it because I misplaced that second bomb pretty badly, but we actually did manage to pick up both the ball and the Undertaker. Now I will say, I don't think my navigation of this biome has been the best. Although one interesting thing I do spend time doing for some reason, I decide to block off all of these spiders with the crimtane. Although it doesn't really matter anyways, but I killed 2 of them here with not trolley merchant, what the hell? The thorn knives. Okay, but there's more. So maybe maybe this was worth it because they would just bother me afterwards anyways. But anyways, we're gonna go up here, so we're gonna get the second orb. But yeah, as I was just saying, I don't think, because like I'm kind of going I was on the right side first, and now I'm on the left side. So I'm just like wasting a ton of time walking. That's kind of something I need to watch out for in future runs, that I don't waste too much time walking. Now, the orb loot is a bit concerning, considering we got a Crimson Heart as the second one, which is obviously the worst thing you can get, I'd say. I don't think there's anything worse. Obviously, like if you get bullets, like a second gun, that's more bullets, maybe better reforge. But we do get the Rod of Fork here, which is probably the best drop we can get, just so it allows us to take out the brain a lot easier. I mean, is it slightly easier? I don't know, because I can also do it with throwing knives. I've done the throwing knives in a couple of runs too. Of course, grenades are the fastest, but you kind of have to have the creepers in the right position to use them effectively. Otherwise, you either just hit yourself. And I actually do throw one here, which is kind of funny. And I completely whiff it. I'm surprised I actually lived here. I think I must have just like picked up the heart or something. I don't know. So we're gonna use the front fork to finish this off. Obviously, we need 66 crimtane in total in order to leave. We also do need the tissue samples, but generally I have like end up with like a few dozen. Like I think there's like 20 there or something. I have my Premiere Pro thing very minimized, so I can't really see that well. But we're out, and now we can go and look for the stone and iron that we do not have, because we need stone for a furnace and we need iron for an anvil, and we did not really get much of those. Now I make a very confusing decision here, and I decide to go back for this tiny patch of iron and this tiny patch of stone, and then also just throw the bombs in the wrong spot. Like, the bombs barely did anything. And now I'm mining these other 2 pieces of iron, and I start mining the stone, but then I realize I think that might just be a waste of time. I don't know why I grabbed this apple. I already have more than enough food for the entire run, I'd say. But we're obviously gonna go to this desert. I feel like there's always like an underground desert when there's like a big drop like that, just because, I don't know, it's like the level of the underground desert, maybe? I'm not really sure. Obviously, I didn't find any pyramids here, unfortunately. Now, actually, one thing I did forget to mention is that I actually did open the herb bag, and I had both a fire blossom and a water leaf, so I didn't end up needing to collect the water leaf from the desert. So that saves a lot of time, and also just having the fire blossom is also a huge time saver, because, well, they're pretty annoying to find in the underworld, and I tend to lose a lot of time looking for one sometimes, so I'm pretty happy I found one here. Now, this is actually where I do get the rest of the iron and the stone. This is a big patch of stone down there, and just a bunch of iron. I don't know why I start going over to that vein on the right when there's a much larger vein on the left. So it's kind of another small time loss, which is kind of annoying, especially when I have to like mine up using my steps tool. I don't know, it's kind of funky. Although the steps tool has been kind of the go of this playthrough, so I don't want to disregard it. Now, obviously, maybe could have done some overlapping here, because then I throw the bombs, but I already had enough iron. So like, if I threw the bombs and then mine the iron while the bombs are detonating, that probably maybe saved like a second or two, so a bit unfortunate I didn't think of that. But now we can craft our furnace and our anvil, and as you can see, we're already pretty far behind on our blood butcher split. It doesn't really matter that much, because sometimes I craft it in the jungle, sometimes I craft it at spawn. It just kind of depends when I get the furnace and the anvil. Now, I'm not really sure why I didn't craft my potions here, but I mean, I'll do that in a bit anyway, so I guess it doesn't really matter. I don't know what I'm looking for here. Okay, yeah, we're taking the crafting stations now. Do get a few extra bombs, I guess. Maybe if we broke that pot earlier, we could have bombed the iron as well. I don't know why I didn't just bomb that iron. Whatever. This terrain kind of sucks because it's 4 living trees in a row. I'm not gonna lie, like, I feel like people really underestimate how much time mining takes. Mining takes so long. Like, if you're mining to like a chest, like, that's like a huge time sink. First of all, we do get the day bloom here. Well, actually, I don't know. So we already had a bunch of day bloom, so that was kind of stupid. We craft the bottle of waters at this tiny pool, and then we just keep going. We don't craft the potions yet. That was a nice platform on the lily pad. I gotta say, that was pretty clean. Now, dodging this bat, I guess we didn't really need to dodge that. Why did I mention that? We got this blink root, which is interesting because I don't use it for anything. I almost get tricked by this cave here, but I'm just better than that. I know that's a fake cave. Real caves don't have water at the bottom. We get a second egglet. I waste some time delivering where I want an egglet or a lucky egglet, which really impacted the run, so I figured I'd mention it here. Now we're crafting the potions. We craft a battle potion, we craft a regen potion, and then I just crafted a night owl potion because I could. I had the blink root. I don't normally get that, but yeah, we're in the underground jungle now at 8:30, which is, I don't know, I've kind of gotten here at this pace a bunch of times, but it's like what happens next is really amazing. So yeah, there's like a shit ton of stuff happening on the screen. There's like 4 different enemies attacking me. It's like 2 jungle spike slimes and 2 hornets. Yeah, there's another one there. Like they just keep coming, but it's because of the battle potion. The battle potion makes a lot of enemy spawns. That's kind of its purpose. I will say, like, I know some people, speedrunners, like using like the meatball over the blood butcher. I like using the blood butcher because it has a debuff. And the debuff, you can just like kind of hit an enemy twice and then they'll eventually die. So you can just kind of like cycle between enemies and hit a bunch of them. Now this situation is extremely chaotic. And I decided to avoid the man eaters and target the jungle spike slimes, because the jungle spike slimes are probably the most dangerous of all of them. Except for when they're in water, because then they just kind of float around and they don't really shoot you most of the time. I sort of like sometimes I've seen them shoot me, but I don't know, it's kind of really weird. It's like the first life crystal. I don't like not having a crazy amount of life in the underground jungle, but the regen potion just kind of really helps, because I can just kind of regen everything I lost pretty quickly. That's kind of why I craft it. Otherwise I find I can't really play as aggressive and I have to spend time healing when I could instead be spending time killing enemies. Now, we're doing pretty good on the singer count. I think we're like around, okay, maybe it was 7, I'm pretty sure, based on the low quality of my Premiere playback. Oh, we pick up our first vine. It's like, sometimes vines can be a really big problem in runs, but thankfully that isn't an issue in this one run, as you will see. Now, I think maybe a major misplay is probably the other one besides the stone and iron thing at the beginning. Well, that's not the beginning, but you know what I mean. I think going for the street and then going for these enemies here was very, very pointless. Because, like I said before, mining takes so long. Also, why did I grab these pots? I guess I put the campfire down just in case, because I felt like I was going to get hit a lot. Which I do actually end up getting hit quite a bit. There's like 7 enemies down here, so if I kill them all with the Blood Butcherer, because the Blood Butcherer is awesome. And I also used the boomstick as a ranged option. I'm always like unsure how many bullets I should use, but I find I end up not using more than like 20 in the Skeletron fight anyways, a lot of the time, especially with the volcano. So I can actually spare a bunch of them here, and that actually allows me to kill the hornets a lot faster instead of trying to chase them down. Now, this might be a bit of a side tangent, but honestly, like, recording this has actually been very difficult, I've noticed. This is actually the 9th cut, because I just, like, I don't know, like, for some reason, like, when I'm recording, my mouth just keeps salivating. I don't know, does, like, anyone else get that? I think it's just because I don't, like, talk that often. Like, when I'm recording my videos, I talk in short, like, I just kind of record short bursts, then I pick the best ones. And then, like, even, like, in the collabs with Survivor or whatnot, I'm not, like, talking all the time. So, I don't know, maybe it's that. But it's like, I also do streams, and I don't, like, find I have that issue on streams. So maybe it's just, like, I'm nervous when I'm recording. Anyways, back to the run. So we got Hermes boots here, which is actually, this is probably the best chest that we get out of all of them. We also get danger sense potions, which of course, always very helpful. I don't know why I went over that sport, I just noticed I completely missed that. And this chest is actually extremely punishing to see, because it means that the tree was actually completely useless. Because we just have the boomstick here now. So there's no point in going for that tree, aside from like getting all those extra enemies. But we could have just killed them here, which we are doing now. And actually, like, once we kill these guys, we have all the materials needed for the Blade of Grass. But I tend to save crafting it with the volcanoes. We're not going to craft it yet. But this is like a top tier run. Like, at this point, like, this is really good. However, this is kind of where things start to falter a little bit. I kind of go this way for this life crystal, which honestly, that's a fine decision. It was like right there. Who cares? Spend a lot of time killing these enemies. But the main thing is that it's probably my other big blunder, is I spent a lot of time trying to get this obsidian. Now, there's water up there, and there's lava down here, so the natural instinct is to obviously bring the water down to the lava, so we can get obsidian. But, I don't know, it's like sometimes, like if I go too deep, then it's like the lava layer, there's just lava, but then there's no water, so there's no obsidian. So it's like, initially this seems like a good idea, but I just spend so much time mining up this granite to get the water, and then also the water falls down into the granite house and goes below, which is actually really funny, as you will see in like a minute, because it actually makes obsidian down there. But I don't notice that, because I think my sound's not high enough, or it's just too far down. So instead we get the rest of this pool of water, and we just get that, and now this can all turn to obsidian. So we do mine that, we get the obsidian eventually. This is like, it's honestly fine. It's not the worst thing in the world, but maybe like a 20-30 second loss, maybe more actually. Maybe it is actually pretty bad. I do lose quite a bit of time getting this obsidian instead of just going down to that other obsidian that dropped. Especially this scenario where it's really awkward, where like, I'm like mining the obsidian. That's like, I'm trying to like not encase myself in obsidian. I know, it's kind of really awkward. So I try to get 21 of them so I can craft both the obsidian skin potion and of course the obsidian needed for the volcano. What am I doing here? Oh yeah, I was making the obsidian skin potion. And second regen, because the first one was kind of running out, because you can see my potions are getting kind of low now. Yeah, you can see there the big patch of obsidian. Like, I think that's at least 21 obsidian there. I could have just grabbed that. If not, I could have just grabbed that there. What is going on with that lava? The lava is like, there's like a part of water above the lava. You see that in the top left? That's really funny. Now, I've had a bad experience where I jumped down, and instead of jumping into like lava when I had a water walking potion at that time, instead I just kind of jumped onto the ash and died from fall damage. Now, this house is actually really lucky. I could have been punished really heavily here. I mean, this bonus of it is really annoying, but there's actually a hellforge here. Surprisingly, at the very bottom of the house. Now, I wasted like probably a bunch of time, like 10 seconds, killing this stupid bone serpent. I take the hellforge, and then I start mining this not obsidian, what the hell? Hellstone! We mine the hellstone. And there's actually 60 hellstone here, so we get to mine the hellstone. So, you know, I like mining hellstone, but it's kind of really annoying when there's not a mining potion. And I think, yeah, I do have the food buff still, so... I mean, I guess the pickaxe could have had a reforge too, but we can't all be winners. You can't even see my character anymore. I should really move that speedrun thing, because you can't even see my character, or like the boss bars. I could probably move it to the right of the settings. I'll do that next time. I'm sorry. Now, it is really nice that like this patch of hellstone does have 60. You still can't see it because of the stupid speedrun thing, but I realized I would have to like mine probably like another 20 seconds or something. Actually, there's that patch in like where the hellforge was. I probably could have gotten that in like 10 more seconds. So that's not like super punishing or anything. That's okay. But it's kind of hard to talk about things when you're just mining hellstone. It's nothing really exciting. But now we're out. And the first thing I do is go to round glade for some reason. But of course I can put the hellforge down and eventually the anvil so we can craft the volcano and the blade of grass. Chopping this tree is very stupid. I probably should have just gone like to the snow biome. There's kind of no reason to wait, but I guess I can have a better time for the bog and the volcano. Like there's gonna be a cool rainbow thing once I craft it and kill that zombie. Volcano and then the blade of grass. Scrolling this is kind of annoying. I should really get better at crafting. It's just kind of something I haven't really gotten to yet. But now the Hermes boots are really a savior here because I have no hook, I have no featherfall, I have no sandstorm, no blizzard, no nothing. It's kind of a nothing burger loadout, but the Hermes boots is kind of what's saving us here. Otherwise, we'd just be kind of relying on what the aglet and then the food and the swiftness, which I guess is fine. It's like semi-close, but like I would be wasting even more time, and I might. Chances are maybe I couldn't even kill Skeletron. Obviously, this terrain still sucks. This is still gonna be very punishing. We're gonna lose a little time here, just killing these enemies sometimes, or having to climb up this stupid hill. Although W climbing claws for that epic jump. I could have done it with the step stool too, though, but I was kind of moving, so that's fine. And I do it again. Good job, climbing claws. Maybe you aren't the worst success rate ever. You're still probably worse than the step stool though, because like I can gain some vertical mobility with that, and I can't really do the climbing claws unless there's a wall. I'm kind of like going back for this recording, and I'm noticing that like I feel it almost like sound like RecRap right now. I mean, like this video style is definitely inspired by like the RecRap videos and the Infume ones. I don't know, I'm just a big fan of mcsr, and I almost like kind of wanted to maybe bring that sort of style into Terraria speedrun, which I think could use a little love, especially with the 1.4.5 update coming out, which I mean I'm really excited for. I can't wait to watch that trailer. The trailer will probably come out after this video. It's gonna come out apparently 12 p.m. my time, so I'm very excited to watch that. It's actually at a time I can watch it compared to the update, which I can't play that until like the night. But we're at Skeletron now, and I put a campfire that I pre-made, which was a pretty cool strat. Now, you might be wondering why I'm placing rope here, and it's actually like a recent strat I've seen develop. Actually, I'm not sure how recent, but I saw it in the world record co-op run for this, where they have like the rope, and then they can just kind of like easily hit Skeletron easier with the volcano, as you can see I'm doing here. I'm using the boomstick when I'm far away, and then I use the volcano when I can get in close. And I just kind of climb with the rope so I can keep hitting them with the volcano. This is because the volcano has more damage per second than the boomstick. The boomstick is good, don't get me wrong, but I mean the volcano is, well, the volcano. Although this strategy isn't as effective without a featherfall potion. Preferably you want a featherfall potion, because you can see I'm just kind of getting knocked off there, and I actually I think I almost took fall damage there, but I think I must have just barely got back onto the rope, which is kind of funny. I guess a fallen star would have been nice, but we can't always have nice things. I actually like barely get Skeletron here before he goes into the ceiling, but now he's dead. And we lost a bit of time there. I think it's mainly due to train nav. I think it's a pretty good Skeletron fight though. Now the dungeon segment is kind of always what worries me the most. I mean, like I don't think like there's not like a time limit or anything like Skeletron, but you can just kind of get messed up by the chest spawning or where the Muramasa is. Like if you have the wooden chest first, like you're in trouble. It's weird because like you think you'd want the key, but it's actually easier to actually know where the Muramasa chest is and then find the key. And thankfully, we do get the Muramasa as the first chest, as it's gonna be in that chest that we just passed. Now this dungeon, I don't know, I think I played this okay. I'm not sure like why I started going that way, and then I kind of went towards the left over these spikes, which, I mean, building over these spikes took a lot of time. I was just kind of mainly trying to head towards all the pots, because I feel like I'd be the most likely to get the key for one of the pots. I guess a wooden chest is an alternate strategy. I'm trying to bridge over these spikes. These are kind of really dangerous. I've actually had like a couple runs where like they were good, but then it's kind of died to spikes, which really sucks because they do a lot of damage. Like I took like 60 damage from that spike, and this is classic mode. The dungeon is not meant to be nice, but now we're finally getting to the near end. Unfortunately, we took a little too long, so we're not gonna get a sub 20. I mean, you know how long the run is. I'm just mentioning that, and we get the key here. We can now run back. Of course, this is where like something like a hook or any vertical mobility like a feather fall would have been hugely beneficial. I wouldn't have to build up with all of these platforms, although that platform staircase was pretty satisfying, except for when I got hit by the spike at the end. I decided to not build up the platform and instead dodge the caster bullets by going around. And the caster actually spawns on the chest, so I just kill it. And then I got the Murmasa. So now the run's basically over. We just had to not throw and get to the altar at the Crimson, which is pretty far away, unfortunately. Now you might have noticed we saved a bunch of time on the Murmasa, and I looked at the previous run just now, and we did have a first chest Murmasa as well in that run, but like we just got the key earlier here, which is really nice. We didn't have to like backtrack nearly as much. We also got the key from a pot in this one, where in the previous run we actually got it from a dungeon slime, so that's interesting. Now, some of you guys might be wondering why I'm like not streaming these runs. And to be honest, like I just kind of started doing it again. One because of Rosie's video. I'm glad he finally finished that. It's a cool video. You should definitely check it out. Maybe I'll put a card to it. Because I really wanted to beat his PB, which was like what? It was like 22:15, and my previous one was 22:18. So the other reason I haven't been streaming these is just because I kind of want to like really focus on finishing my weapon votes result video, which has been kind of annoying to finish off. I should have worked more on it during December, but I finished all the graphics. I'm working for the footage right now. I still need to do voiceover, so it's actually good practice for the voiceover, although that'll be a lot more edited compared to this more free flow voiceover. But I kind of started speedrun again because, man, I need a bit of a sanity break. Like I need like hundreds of clips. Like it's kind of insane. So I've just been doing this just to kind of clear my brain a bit, so I don't go literally insane. But we're gonna craft the Knight's Edge at this bone pile. I don't know why I did that, but we actually crafted it, and there you go, the 2147. I just kind of stood in silence because, I mean, I wasn't recording my mic, so there's no "oh my god" type of reaction. Although I do say "oh my god" in the chat, like probably 20 seconds from here, or now, okay? But that's kind of what to say. If you like watching this, that's cool. Maybe I'll do another one of these if I get another cool run, or if I just have anything interesting to talk about. But that's gonna be it. See ya.